9 not so salty mistakes almost everyone makes when cooking fish. We waited, persevered, and one of our favorite times of the year arrived. The season of fish has opened, and now it's time to prepare delicious fish tables and enjoy the fresh air with appetizers and salads. But we want you to have the best fish table. While cooking fish, do not make simple mistakes that will annoy him and make him regret it because of his skills, so that your table is always filled with the aroma of iodine. Note what fish are eaten in what season. We ask that you see the answer to the question immediately. You don't cook the fish on the day you buy it, you keep it waiting. Let's make it clear first, fish is consumed fresh. That is why you need to pay maximum attention to cooking the fish on the day you buy it. If you're going to keep it, you can keep it in the freezer for a maximum of 2 days. But the point to pay attention to here is not to cook the fish without thawing it. But it is also not easy, because frozen fish does not have to be thawed at room temperature. Move from the freezer to the refrigerator the night before and defrost there. While cooking in the pan, you either use the oil too hot or you don't notice its temperature dropping. One of the most important points when frying fish in a frying pan is the oil temperature. Because if the oil is too hot, it will overcook and burn on the outside. Even if the oil temperature is too low, the fish will be wet, moist, and excessively greasy. So you have to focus all your attention on the right oil temperature. You overcook the fish. Another point that is no less important than the temperature of the oil when frying fish in the pan is to correctly adjust the time during which the fish will remain on the fire. If you overcook the fish, it will become dry and tasteless. Wait until the fish turns from light to brown, then remove from heat. Also, do not cook on too high a heat. Do not forget that the fish has meat that cooks very quickly. Flip the fish one by one to separate it. Thin fish that can disperse very quickly, especially when small fish such as anchovies and haddock are fried. If you flip them one by one and repeat often, you must be prepared for them to fall apart. To prevent them from scattering, place them in the pan one at a time without interrupting and turn them over once, like an omelette, by covering a plate on the pan as you flip it over. This way, your fish won't fall apart and it will all be cooked evenly. Keeps fish in fresh water for a long time. Of course, you have to use tap water when washing and sorting fish. But you should not forget that the flavor of fish remaining in fresh water for a long time will deteriorate. This is exactly why fishermen dump salt water on fish in their stalls. Because salt is what maintains the freshness and flavor of saltwater fish throughout their lives. Allows the fish to stick to the wire during grilling. As we have said, fish have a very delicate flesh. Therefore, it is very common for fish to stick to the wire and fall apart when grilling the fish. If you have the same problem, you are doing something wrong. Here's one way to prevent it. First, dry the fish with a paper towel. Then prepare a mixture of salt, pepper, olive oil and lemon juice in a bowl. Allow the fish to rest a bit in this mixture, then drain and grill. In this way, the fish will not stick to the grill wire, it will be fried better and tasty. Another method is to grease the wires before grilling. In fact, if you pour a little oil on the onion and put it on the strands, you will get more accurate results. Find the fish that you will grill with flour. One strict rule, fish to be grilled should not be covered in flour. Because fish and fire must meet without any barrier between them. Otherwise, it will not be cooked enough and will lose its original flavor. The reason for the lack of flour when frying fish in the pan is to protect the delicate fish flesh from the oil. As is known, there is no such situation in the grill. Dip the fish in the coarse, lumpy flour before frying. Good flour selection is important for frying. Make sure to check the exact one you'll be using beforehand. If the flour is thick, pass it through a strainer first and use it this way. Otherwise, the lumps of flour in the pan will burn and spoil the flavor of the fish. The fish floats in the water while steaming. If you're going to steam it and want to not waste the nutritional value and flavor of the fish, then you should prevent it from swimming in the water. Therefore, after putting the fish in the pot, add a very little water and cook over high heat. Thus, you will consume fish in a healthy way by maintaining the nutritional values of the fish.